Hello to all the krill and crabs of the world. Trimple here, where we make easy video games a nightmare to play. We're back for episode 3 of our Left 4 Dead 2 Extreme Difficulty Challenge. Last time, we wrapped up the passing after a brutal finale, which brought our death total up to a whopping 38. Today, the mission is to complete the campaign Dark Carnival, probably the most iconic campaign in the entire game, at least for me. It's a real breath of fresh air from the other, more standard set pieces of the franchise. Most times, it makes complete sense why your characters would be skittering around through the streets and sewers of a big town, or hiking through a mountain trail to get to their next destination. But Dark Carnival brings a welcome distraction from the monotony, and it tasks our ragtag group with passing through a carnival after finding a massive roadblock impeding their path to New Orleans. Without further ado, let's get right into the challenge. The opening for Chapter 1 tells the story of the average person in the apocalypse, and how they would have reacted to the news of the world ending. You've got overturned cars spilling over the guardrails as they try to escape even an inch further from the chaos before ultimately abandoning their cars and attempting to make it out on foot. And with all the infected roaming around and the bodies that are lined up, the ditches and on the off ramps, it's safe to say that none of them made it. It's very close in gameplay to the Streets chapter of the Dead Center campaign, at least in like the opening, as both campaigns act as a bit of a transition level, showing how the outside world is dealing with the apocalypse, hopping between the streets, dunking through alleys. It's really the secondary set pieces of the levels where there's a huge shift in tone. Whereas Dead Center tasked us with traveling through a gun shop and a convenience store, here in Dark Carnival, it definitely lives up to the name of being dark by showcasing what might have happened to the people who traveled here from the road or were taking shelter in the nearby hotel, with a large pool filled with burnt bodies. It's open to interpretation if that's the infected or if it's the people who were living here, but our group of survivors doesn't really stick around to find out. They dart between hotel rooms, scavenging any supplies they can, before ultimately sliding down a hill towards a carnival in the distance. And as they crest, they find the entrance lights still functioning and their first safe zone. We ended up completing this chapter on our first try, despite having a few hiccups with a tank that spawned, and it kept our death total at 38. Chapter 2 focuses on our survivors climbing through the entry areas of the carnival, seeing it also overrun like everywhere else they've been so far. And, past version me kind of brings up an astute point. I can understand being at like a hotel, right? Things like that. Like, was this supposed to be like an evacuation center, or were people just like, nah, the infection isn't real? Boy, are those tickets to Disneyland half price? Let's go! This place truly feels like a carnival, much in the same way that previous campaigns made you feel like this was a lived-in city, because instead of this just being used as a backdrop to spice up killing hordes of zombies in new locations, there are actually several carnival games that the group can take their time doing, whether it's a shooting gallery or a test your might machine, and you even get a special reward that everybody loves called Noam Chomsky. Though in our run, we ended up ignoring him due to the witch right around the corner of the station, and we end up going on our merry way. See, even the tank is enjoying the atmosphere of the carnival. Look at him dancing around the corner right there. Aww. After climbing through some warehouses stacked to the brim with some unused merchandise, we encounter the set attractions for the carnival. Things like your teacup rides, your food vendors, even a massive slide. And that also includes our event for this chapter, the carousel. After the brutality of our last event in our last campaign, this is definitely a welcome breath of fresh air, as we're tasked with shutting down a carousel we accidentally turned on after trying to climb through the entrance to the ride. I'm actually unsure if it's because of how spread out my team was, with the AI getting caught in the small indoor section in front of the ride, but there were surprisingly few infected for an infinite horde, and we quickly switched off after seeing Nick experience one of the attractions firsthand. And with one last track up some stairs, we headed into our next attraction and set the stage for Chapter 3, the Tunnel of Love. Once again, we ended up making it through this level with no difficulties, and we actually finished our second consecutive level without a death, keeping the total at 38. This is also the chapter where I began to learn the power of the pipe bomb in this game, as I used it on reaction to hearing the horde spawn to completely counter the wave of infected, saving both me ammo and keeping the entire team out of danger. Without the hordes causing issues for me, the special infect in this level were also significantly easier to deal with, as my AI would be focused on backing me up anytime one spawned, and we quickly put down any that we came across. Chapter 3 might be my single favorite level in the entire game. As I mentioned in the previous video, I think that Left 4 Dead shines in claustrophobic environments, where infected can be around every corner, and the incoming horde all charges in like a tsunami, making it truly feel endless. The location itself is also iconic and unique, as I can safely say I've never seen a boat ride down the River of Love as a set piece in any piece of zombie media before or since this campaign released. It also terrifies me, thinking about how the zombies got here in the first place. Just imagining being a person in one of those swan boats when the infection broke out and having the horde barrel down on you during a romantic outing with no way out. The atmosphere of the level is also top notch, as the only ambient sound is a slow drip of water breaking up the eerie silence before hearing the call of the horde or a witch crying in the distance as our group ducks between the maintenance hatches and through open holes in the piping and floor to find a way out of the maze of tunnels. Once we finally manage to crawl our way out, we're welcomed by a helicopter overhead, giving us our objective for the remainder of the campaign, to find some way to get their attention. And our survivor's first attempt to do so is by turning on a roller coaster, setting the stage for the most iconic event in the game, as our survivors race to the end, with hundreds of infected climbing up the coaster to get in our way. I personally found the chainsaw to completely ravage this section, as it fulfilled a power fantasy that I thought was lost on this difficulty setting, which is feeling like a completely unstoppable force of nature against the odds of the infected horde. I was pretty quickly humbled though, and our first death of the chapter followed. Unfortunate, the entire team was dead. I feel like we almost got out of that situation too. Luckily, our second attempt is more successful as we managed to mow down the horde and escape to the safe room. After 3 chapters, we only have 1 death so far, with 39 total. Let's hope that we can continue the pace for the rest of the campaign, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't have many great things to say about Chapter 4, which is real sad shame because it's sandwiched between so many great things about this campaign. I'll start off with what I believe the level does right. It continues to maintain an excellent atmosphere set up by the earlier chapters, with more attractions, bumper cars, bright tents, and even a livestock viewing area. That segment of the map brings up some interesting questions, like why are the livestock dead? If they all died to the infected, why aren't they torn to shreds and eaten? It allows us to question how wildlife interacts with the infection, and if life will go on after this, or if this is an extinction level event for all life on Earth where the infected can reach. It truly feels like a natural continuation of what Chapter 2 and 3 built up. Unfortunately, I think it also just retreads Chapter 2 completely. While it has a whole bunch of new attraction, nothing in this level that makes it wholly unique outside of that wildlife pen section. Even the chopper overhead is something that's redone from Chapter 2. This chapter is also where I really began facing issues with the AI for our companions. At the start of the level, the AI half the time would just refuse to move from their spawn locations until I got far enough away from the safe area, which is a major issue when 2 of my AI were spawning at 10% HP because of the last level, and they both needed to heal before heading out. This was ultimately like a minor inconvenience that would result in me either needing to walk a health pack to them on each restart, or needing to go outside and baiting the horde so the AI would start functioning again. This wouldn't be so bad, but the start of the level is you surrounded by zombies on all sides. So either I would need to take the time out of my day to do pot shots through the front door to make a safe space to run out to, which takes time, or I would need to quickly run out and clear as I go, which would result in me or the AI taking stray hits and losing health that we didn't need to. The AI also really struggled with the event in this level. It's pretty standard at this point, where we just press a button, an infinite horde spawns, and then we end up running to the end as quickly as possible. But what makes the AI so difficult to work with here is that there's a holdout section before the gates to the end of the level open. So you need to find a spot to hunker down, which this horde is spawning in all directions, which makes keeping both myself and the AI safe at the same time pretty difficult. Especially when a large portion of our health is taken away at any stray swipe from the commons, let alone what the special infected have the opportunity to do in this level. Luckily though, there's a giant scaffolding in the center of the holdout area with ammo, and usually like Molotovs or gas cans. This makes the seemingly correct strategy to create just a sea of fire beneath you and hold it out until the doors open and then book it. Unfortunately though, the AI sometimes would just refuse to get on the scaffolding, either leading to their deaths by being surrounded by the horde or being baptized in the flames. Even in the event where the gates would open and we booked it, the AI wouldn't ever keep the same pace I would, which means I would inevitably get stuck or have a special infected slow me down and need to reset. This also wouldn't be that big of a deal if there were any pauses in the waves. Most infinite hordes we've come across at this point have still taken time to respawn, as shown in the finale for the passing campaign, or even the previous event that was like this in Chapter 2 for the passing, where we would at least have a small amount of time to, like, pop some pain pills or grab a canister or two before dealing with the next horde. In this event though, the infected never stopped spawning after we started, which meant that no matter how much ammo I used, even to the point where I would break my chainsaw, I could never get through the horde and get to the end of the level by normal means. This led me to rely on pipe bombs to group up the horde and use my adrenaline to get a speed boost, as there was no boomer bile that spawned in any of my runs, so I didn't have a free way out. Unfortunately, a lot needed to go right for a successful run through the end to happen. I needed to both, 1, use my adrenaline to get the speed boost, 2, throw a pipe bomb in a location where the infected wouldn't block my path, and then, number 3, just not get stopped by anything. Getting hit in the back completely stops all my forward momentum. So while setting up my adrenaline boost or the pipe bomb, I would need the AI to stop any infected from hitting me, which also had the added negative effect of reducing or outright removing my adrenaline boost after I took damage. I also couldn't throw the pipe bomb behind me, as the infected that would spawn in front of me would still block my path. Also, there was no way to stop and kill all the special infected that would spawn without also getting blocked by the commons during that last run. And holding out after the doors open for the infected to slink through is also unrealistic, as more would spawn by the time I got to the end. So, apologies for the rant, but this level legitimately made me upset. And it was the only time in the challenge where I actually had to stop for the day and come back later. Alright, let's get rid of him. Alrighty. Dang, man. What I wanted to do is I wanted to open up the button through the window and then throw the pipe bomb. But then I just missed the button completely. Oh, cool. Wait, let me up. Oh my god. I'm just getting slammed. I'm not even the guy who was getting slammed. Just getting absolutely and utterly bullied. Get rid of the smoker. I'm gonna try and save him, but sorry boys. Survival of the fittest, and we are not fit. Are there gonna be more zombies though? You know, I was kind of expecting either one, the fire to last longer, or two, for the gate to open faster. Alright, let's just sprint it. We're good for it. We're good for it. Don't be scared. Remember what they taught you. Remember what they took from us. Oh my god. That's terrifying how fast it can happen. Unfortunately, that witch is in a kind of no bueno spot. Alright, guys. Relying on you guys to put in the heavy lifting here. Boys. Boys. Why are we taking so long? Are you in here again? Okay, let's try it again. I'll be honest, Ellis, you gotta get out of the way, man. Alright, well there she is again. $25 health, really? Okay. I know you can shoot her in one-shotter. Alright. Unfortunately, that pipe bomb did not have any ups. Oh, they're not going to kill the hunter in time. I feel like I've gotten hit by that hunter a few times at this point. And it is just unfortunate. Alright. See if we can't get a refresh here while Nick is defending us with his life. Alright, and then just sprint it with the last of my adrenaline. God, there's so many of them. I hope that this horde isn't infinite. It's like, man, there's just so many. Oh, and of course it's the one that's rezzing me that gets hit by the hunter too. Man, I feel like we had that one. Okay. Give her a wide berth. That was such an unfortunate spawn for the for the whatever you call it, the charger, man. Well, actually, I'll use this opportunity to heal, I suppose. Ain't about Nick though. Right, Nick was a cool guy.
Katana here.
Okay, katana. See if we can't. There's no way I hear her again. Did she actually reposition somewhere on the map? Throw pipe bomb. There's no way she was around the corner when I planted the pipe bomb.
Final evacuation is in the stadium. Got it. Hey, look out! Out of my way. Reloading.
Team, please. How does she just never die until the moment I die? it to the right.
Reloading.
Wait, why are our boys not going up? What the hell? Boys, why did none of you come up? I feel like last time all of them went on the platform before I did, right? Like, I'm not crazy about that. Alright. Alright, see if we can't just battle our way through, I suppose. Why did none of them come up onto the platform? Alright, cool. Everybody's up here now. Nice. We're gonna reload, kill all the zombies. God dang it, Boomer. Just rough, man. Yeah, I'll at least proc the one on the right. Unfortunately, neither of our guys wants to get up here.
Ammo here.
Well, a little bit rough for sure. Kind of need to pop it. Come on, guys. Just get up here, please.
I'm carrying you down.
All right. Come on, rev the chainsaw faster. Man, why couldn't they just get up? Game, I do gotta ask, what did I do to you to deserve getting a tank and a witch on the same mission? Like, was I really doing that well? Oh my god. There's just so many. Alright. Gotta get rid of this charger. Can't move, man. God dang, man. There's just no way around it. I need a pipe bomb, and I need to be able to throw it at the far end.
Here. Throw the dodgems.
What's crazy is, like, it's not making me angry, right? Because I can understand getting angry at this point.
Reloading. Get away from that witch.
Reloading.
Leave that witch alone. Kill the damn thing.
I startled the witch. I'm the one that startled the witch. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a break after that one. There's just I need it. The hunter truly showcases how deadly he can be in this chapter, and specifically in the last sprint, all by itself. As a special infected, he thrives when we're too busy fighting hordes to notice his presence. Once he manages to get a pounce off, he absolutely shreds the HP of either me or the AI if left unattended. And during this section, it was impossible to keep him at bay while also making progress in the final sprint, and so he was able to feast. Unfortunately, though, in most cases, the hunter is pretty easily countered with the push mechanic, meaning if you prepare around him, it's rather difficult for a hunter to actually get his attacks off. Since he's inconsistent how often he can get value compared to someone like the Smoker, I had to give him B tier. He's still a major threat to prepare for, but he has more counterplay than his higher tier peers. Unfortunately, there are a few more gripes that I have with this level, namely with the RNG elements of the run. Each reset on average took me around 6 minutes to complete, assuming I got to the event, with the longest runs usually ending at around 10 minutes. What could completely change the pace of a run was a few things. Firstly, the starting barricade. Sometimes there would be a section to the tents that would be open or barricaded off at the start of the level, which would result in me needing to go through a picnic area to get through. The tent's opening is significantly faster, as I don't need to clear 2 extra sections of infected to the left of spawn and in the attractions area, and it would result in us getting a direct path to the bumper car section of the map if we just jumped over the railing. This only happened around half the time, so sometimes we'd get to blitz through the start in order to get another crack of the event, and other times we'd have to methodically pick off infected, go back to spawn, and get an ammo refresh. There's also the issue of witch spawns on the map. Even by the end of the challenge, I hadn't found a way to consistently deal with witches without at least one death, as she's incredibly tanky, and the witch spawn in this map can be brutal. With so many small corridors and doorways, and with this map being so linear with no alternative paths, the witch can spawn at any choke point and completely roadblock the run, usually resulting in me needing to shoot her or baiting an AI to stand close enough to set her off and try to kill her before she repositioned. I also hadn't found any ammo spawns on the map prior to the event, which meant by the time I got to livestock, I would be running dangerously low on ammo and need to rely on a good weapon spawn at the end in order to get me through the event. This was exemplified by having a tank spawn on the map. I'm unsure why this would happen so often, but the director would spawn both a tank and a witch on the map at the same time, which would result in a large ammo sink as well as resulting in downs that we simply couldn't afford to take. But luckily, I ended previous level with a Molotov in my hand, so I always had something in my back pocket to deal with the tank spawn if it ever happened. Unfortunately, keen viewers may be aware, there's the slight issue of me not having a pipe bomb for the end run, which means on runs where I just didn't get a pipe bomb spawn, it was dead. I would still try to run my head through a wall at the event, but it would just result in death after death after death. We also ran the game for so long where we started to have this weird glitch happen, where just no infected would spawn during the holdout. It was pretty eerie, and would immediately spike my heart rate since I needed to capitalize on the game glitching out in order to get out of this level. Unfortunately though, once the gate opened, the hordes would return and our runs would just end right there. Ultimately, this just wasn't a fun section of the game in the slightest, and it really drained me by the end. But then we finally got the run. Unfortunately, we had a barricade to the tents, which resulted in us needing to waste extra ammo, kill some special infected, and then needing to get a reset before methodically clearing out through the picnic. After we tried so many runs of using the remaining chainsaw ammo I had from the previous roller coaster ride, and any of the melee weapons that spawned on the map, hoping they would carry me through the event once I ran out of my primary ammo, I decided to just say, you know what, and take the Magnum spawn on the picnic table to try and save some ammo. An unfortunate boomer spawn made me fight an extra wave once we got past the race car section, so the ammo save was kind of moot at that point. Once I turned the corner, I checked the ending section to make sure there wasn't a witch blocking the door, as I would need to kill it now, as I wouldn't have an opportunity to kill it during the event if I needed to. We ended up getting a lucky pipe bomb spawn in front of livestock, and we were off to the races. We had everything that we needed for a potential run. Even with an unlucky jockey spawn, where the AI just wouldn't shoot at it, and Ellis ended up going down. As we exited livestock, though, we had a super lucky witch spawn, which meant we could just blitz through and not have her mess with the run at all, until a smoker on the roof pulled me back and then forced the AI into witch range, which resulted in the death of Nick. Once we got to the event area, we also got a super lucky double cast can spawn, meaning that us not having a Molotov in this section to block off one of the spawn locations didn't matter, which made it easier for the AI to keep themselves safe during the holdout. The AI companions then also made their way up to the scaffolding, meaning I was free to pop the gas cans without killing either of my companions. And then after stalling until the gates opened, I popped my adrenaline before dropping to limit the amount of time I didn't have a gun in my hands, and then got the perfect line to use the pipe bomb as I rounded the last corner for the final sprint. And with one last push through some spitter acid and the last common infected, we finally finished Chapter 4 with 22 deaths, shattering our previous record for the most in a chapter. This brought our total up to 61 deaths across all campaigns. Though, we're not done with Dark Carnival just yet. Alright, hey, luckily we do have 2 of these. So I'm gonna toss that right in front. Okay. Send the fire off to the side. Okay, baby? 1 HP and a dream? No.
One of you fine gentlemen want to cover me while I heal?
Another health pack up there. I mean, if we make it to the end, we have some HP to spare.
Got it.
Yeah, that hunter, probably going to be an issue. I don't even know where this charger came from. Brother, Ellis, what are you doing, buddy? Where'd my thing go? Right, there's the pipe bomb. Is nothing gonna spawn? What's happening here? What is this?
Gates open. Let's go. Roger. Boys, I'm down.
God dang it, man. He didn't even hit me. He aimed it at someone else. I thought I got so lucky there. But unfortunately I got lucky on 2 HP. Alright. Ellis, you're gonna have to put in God's work here, buddy. Tragic. Let's get ready. Throw the pipe bomb. Try to use it for spacing. Come on. They're just slowing me down so much. And I just don't have, like, any support from the other AI. I think that was even, like, as ideal as I could get one of these runs to go. And it still just isn't enough. Wait, hold on. Keep running. I mean, there's a hunter there. There's a spitter. Yeah, I'll just be honest, I don't know how I'm supposed to get out of these. That's just a little rough. And then hope. Alright, only so much charge left. You're kidding me. Alright, shoot it, coach. Yeah, unfortunate, just not enough charge in the chainsaw. Absolutely fantastic sign. Gates are open. Gates are indeed open. Okay, hold on. No. I made it in. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so much blood on the walls. I'm not going anywhere near that. They can die as slowly as they want. That is essentially 2 hours to get through that one level. Oh, and I've never been happier to watch my two teammates bleed out in front of me. This is a victory lap right here. The Charger was absolutely brutal on this chapter. He really excels in any lane or to knock you off the map, so being put in a narrow corridor trapped on both sides by common infected made this chapter his playground. The bigger issue with the Charger, more than the slam itself, is just how tanky he is. Essentially, anytime he starts a charge, you just have to get out of the way because you're not going to kill him in time. And most times, even if he misses you, he's just going to hit the teammate directly behind you because the AI doesn't have to avoid his charge, they have to follow you. And there's no real easy way to get rid of him either, especially if he's attacking you during a horde, which the AI is more likely to do on expert difficulty. So he may just get like 3 to 4 slams off before you can manage to take him out, which makes the rest of your subsequent run difficult because he's draining your supplies. And if you're ever the one to get slammed instead of the AI, for some reason they just really struggle with killing him. You're almost guaranteed to get knocked down, and if it's in the middle of a horde, you should just say goodbye to the run. Even if he misses you, there's times where you'll still get knocked back, and that's what gets you killed too. And just because of his versatility and the real lack of counterplay options in some scenarios, he's going to be going up into the A tier. The finale for Dark Carnival is the most memorable in the series. I mean, come on. You make your own concert with sparks and fire all over the place. You can even use the microphone on stage to amplify your character's voice. It's just the perfect send-off to the best campaign in Left 4 Dead 2. Even the holdout for the map is super fun and interactive, as you have so many resources to use and traps to set up that the map just feels like a playground to try out whatever fun strategies you want. There's a plethora of throwables to use on the map, whether it's your standard Molotovs and pipe bombs to keep the horde at bay or to use against the guaranteed tank spawns, or even the map-exclusive fireworks that serve the same purpose of your gas cans. This led to me testing all different kinds of routes on how to survive, trying to hold up in the corner of the bleachers, standing on top of the AV station, holding up in the center of the map to be swarmed by all sides. Though ultimately my winning strategy was to stand at the back of the stage with a shotgun, making sure to keep behind the speakers to try and limit the amount of exposure I would have to something like a smoker pulling me away from the team. And this strategy was inspired by my AI refusing to leave the stage and would just insta-die after I start the finale. After I finally caved in and decided to stand with them, I learned just how potent the strategy could be. Even down to the final sprint to the helicopter, where you get caught out in the wide open and need to make tough calls to escape before getting hit by something like a tank slab of concrete or a smoker tongue pulling you out of the helicopter. It's just the perfect send off to the most vibrant and memorable campaign in the franchise. We ended the finale with 7 deaths and wrapped up Dark Carnival with 68 total deaths in the run. I'm truly grateful to have the opportunity to make this video series, as it's been an incredibly fun experience just learning how to talk in front of a camera and script and to video edit, the whole 9 yards. This has been incredibly eye-opening to the content I've consumed over the years and just how talented creators are. If you have any notes or comments on things I can improve, I would love to know your thoughts. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you all for episode 4. Bye! Dude, Coach managed to save himself up there too. Tank down at the far end. Nice, managed to get a shot off on him. Can't believe Nick got hit by it. Oh, jockey! Guys, shoot the jockey, please! That's insane. I never heard the jockey back there. Now he's... What is he doing on me, bro? Get out of here. You won. Stop loading, bro. You're not that special.
Just this once, I need some help.
Oh, the jockey. Rough. Like, why is Coach down there, man? Like, he wants nothing to do with us. Oh my god. Please shoot him. Please shoot him. Throw it over there. Horrible charger placement. Alright, this one might be a tad difficult, if I have to say so.
I'm gonna regret this, but turn it up.
Boys, get over here. Aw. Charger. Alright. Yeah, so I shot the stockpile, which is not ideal. 3, 2, 1, let's go, boys.
It's all gonna start. Get ready, guys.
Rally's on. Get ready to rock.
Let's go. Oh my god, it took so long for me to get up. All that prep just to instantly die. Alright, so looks like they will spawn directly on top of my head in that corner. So maybe we try the other corner. I mean, that was with shotgun. You know, maybe it's placebo, but maybe it's Maybelline.
This is gonna be good.
Somebody shut up that crowd.
Like, it's really just dying off spawn. Like, I don't know if there's anything I can do. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Stop, guys. I have to heal.
Come on, guys. The one infected that managed to get her on the backside.
You coming, or are you just gonna lay there all day?
Oh, come on, guys. One shot, one shot, one shot. Dang. All right, well, hey, that seems like the play. No shot. It was as the heal ended. That might be game ruining by itself. Like, even if we survive this, I just don't have the health anymore. Alright, where do we have to go? Alright, go, 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 go. I think we made it, I think we made it. Yeah, I'll be honest, Coach, if you don't get on the chopper... I gotta get rid of him, bro. I gotta get rid of him so we can get out of here. Oh my god. Yo, that honestly wasn't too bad.